Hi guys, welcome back to our table. We are so grateful that you've decided to watch us tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get kicked off right where we left off. Last time we met, my players were given an invitation to have a dinner with Strahd. They approached the castle unharmed and escorted notes to them. You guys took your own wagon, or
we took our own wagon.
You took your own carriage. That's correct. You were seen into the castle by a tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed man who is obviously a vampire by the name of Escher, and by one Gertruda, who is the missing daughter of Mad Mary. The what? Yeah. So, showing up, you kind of came as you have been. So you were seen upstairs to change your clothing, to get showered up, to make yourselves presentable before entering into the dining hall. And as you were entering into the dining hall, there was kind of a shadowy figure that was playing an organ towards the back of the room. And right when we left off, he had just turned to you. That's where we're going to go ahead and pick up tonight. So we're going to be working on a actual map tonight, which is a little bit different than what we've done. So you guys would actually be in this hallway in here. So how are you guys entering into the hall, into the dining hall? If you want
fabulously.
Okay. Well, if you want to change your marching order, you can go ahead and do that now.
I'll be last.
I'm druid craft little fireflies.
Please do.
There we go.
What is this? Hunger Games?
You're right.
And we're
Is
done.
this a John Woo film?
Are you actually doing that?
Yes!
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Okay,
Why not?
Huh?
I drew craft
Are
little
you
bunch of
wasting
fireflies.
Are you wasting a spell pit spot just to...
No, it's
Okay.
a cantrip.
Oh,
What cantrip is it?
Druid craft.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna back
Okay.
you up. I'm gonna back you up. I'm gonna use thaumaturgy to make all the flames light up even brighter, just where we are.
burn the castle down tonight.
As we walk, they'll lighten up, and as we leave, they'll brighten back down. Like little spotlights.
Fabulous.
How are you coming into the hall? Who's
Oh, you
coming
mean
in?
marching order?
Yes, I asked you for your
Oh!
I literally
That is
said,
how
what is your
we're
marching
doing it.
order?
Coming in fantastic.
I guess, how about you go first, me, and then you guys?
I'll be the last to
Okay.
to enter.
Okay, can you
I'll be right behind Thurwood.
third one? You guys are coming in like the worst Disney parade ever.
Nazi Flight Parade.
There.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you're coming in. Is anyone saying anything when all this is happening? Or just coming in
Nope.
like Aladdin going into the city of Agrabah? Okay.
Once.
What?
Nope, I started.
We all started singing it.
Okay.
We don't have a barn, do we?
Nope,
No, we need
unfortunately
one
we don't.
though.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Y'all are one of y'all's gonna take a level in it next time y'all level up.
Just play the
So as you enter, you see him, Lord Strahd. Now, some of you have already seen him before, but not all of. Who here has had some interaction with Strahd?
Me.
Okay, so which leaves you guys without.
We haven't.
Right.
We haven't? Okay.
I know you felt so left out. I'm like, you're not alone. So as you enter in, you'll also notice that there are a handful of people that are kind of seated around the table already. There is a beautiful dark-skinned woman. She's dressed all in white, and she wears kind of it's not like a huge headdress, but it definitely denotes her as some kind of she definitely has some kind of status above the others. She is human, or she appears to be human, but she doesn't look like anyone else there. Like, the complexion is very dark. She is clearly not from Barovia. You haven't met anyone that would carry the features that she has. To her, Strahd's right, so this side. To her right, you see another woman. She's kind of got red hair. She's very, very pale. Not quite as tall as the previous woman, but she is the same delicate complexion, very, very fair skin. And she wears like a crystal heart kind of around her neck. To the left side, there is kind of she's a short woman, pale skin, black hair that's kind of cut a little bit short. She looks to be the youngest of all of them, but her features are very childlike. She is not a child, she is a woman, but she has bigger eyes, more of like a rounder face. She's, for all intents and purposes, she's cute. She is dressed in this lovely yellow gown, and you notice that she has like very tiny little skulls that are kind of put together in this really nice like necklace set that she's got with matching like tiny skull earrings. Like they could be like mouse skulls, or it could be like a tiny bird or something like that. You're not like 100% certain. So
She shops at Hot Topic.
and then the other to the back, standing kind of like in a position behind. I am missing a minute. I'm missing a minute here. I'm gonna have this person fill in. Standing to the back, kind of behind Strahd. He is not sitting at the table. He's just hanging out towards the back. He is a very tall dusk elf, and he is. He looks to be like he's giving off like bodyguard vibes. Okay, so just tall, buff, looks like this.
Okay.
So, he just kind of giving off some bodyguard vibes. Okay. And as you enter the hall, Strahd welcomes you. Ah, there they are, the heroes that have slain the witches of the Bone Grinder. Welcome to my castle, Raven. Kind of rises to as you enter into the room. What are you guys doing?
Quick question.
Sure.
We had gotten a long rest before coming, right?
I counted the wagon ride in as your long
I
rest.
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not moving or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. I counted it as a long rest. So you guys should have your spell slots.
Yeah,
You
we should be
okay.
You know.
Just making sure that I didn't do anything here incorrect.
Right. So. What are we doing?
Okay. So, are there like I suppose there's some seats already.
Yes, there's seats available for all of you, and as you guys come in, Escher takes his place next to. He takes the seat that is next to the girl that has the yellow dress on with all of like the bones on her
Okay.
necklaces and
Miss
stuff.
Myra.
Huh?
Elmira from Tiny Toons.
and then Gertruda kind of sits next to him. So.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of like sit close. Is Gertruda like towards the end of the table?
She is, yes.
So I'm gonna sit
So.
towards the end of the table, but next to her, I guess.
Okay. So, yes.
Yes.
Welcome, friends. Welcome. And so, as Strahd kind of rises from the
I'm
organ,
gonna be at the end of the table dish.
and he takes his place at the head of the table as you guys are getting
So should
started.
I where you sit?
And there is seats for all of you, and he kind of bids you to come in and find a seat.
Well,
So.
Huh?
So I holler down, do I have a booster seat?
Ah.
Because I'm just barely tall enough to see over the table.
Let's assume that because he knows that you are you're a gnome. Halfling. Sorry. I was like, I don't think she's that small.
So you have a little step, and then
let's assume that it is a higher
He's a
chair.
he's a
Like
gracious
he would
host.
have known that you were coming.
Eat chair.
He's not a
High
jerk.
chair.
Yeah.
There's a kids menu set at your
Yeah.
spot.
And the weird guy brings crayons.
and crayons.
they break really easy.
Friends.
She crafts them and melts them together.
Yeah, I had that my little flame can trip. I'm melting them away.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
So,
Oh, I'm sitting next to one of the chicks. Okay.
are you?
I just put you there.
No, that's fine. Although I'm.
Oh, you're facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
There you go.
I could tell.
Okay. Good lord. Okay.
Showing your butt.
Okay. No one is saying anything, doing anything. I mean, I know you
Food's
said
not out yet, right?
no, it is.
Oh, it
The
is.
table was prepared. That's why I read what I read. It
Okay,
said,
I'm gonna.
the table is laden with many delectable foods,
Yes.
roasted
Sorry.
beast based in a savory sauce, roots and herbs of every taste, and sweet fruits and vegetables.
It's not like
Now, places are set for each of you with fine, delicate china and silver, and at each place is a crystal goblet that's filled with an amber liquid
Oh, I'm definitely doing
with
that.
a delicate, tantalizing fragrance. But I will say that you notice that, like, your half of the table is where, like, the food is, and then, like, on the other half of the
There's
table, they're all drinking, like, dark liquid from, like,
Wait a minute,
crystal
but am I
goblets.
sitting on the other half of the table?
No, you guys are all, like, the human side of the table is that
oh.
way,
I'm thinking
and the
sides.
not human side of the table is this way.
So-
Oh, okay, I
So
see.
are we all like right here in this little 5-foot cube right
No,
there?
no. This is.
That's you?
Right.
Okay.
Except for,
Up to-
Except for-
what's her name again?
Gertruda?
Gertruda.
No,
She's
because I was
sitting-
going to cast Purify Food and Drink.
Okay.
What?
Okay, what, so is that like a verbal cantrip? Like, what is that?
Yes, verbal.
Okay.
Just straight
I'll
up
wait
in
until
the-
I have my plate, then I'll.
Well, you guys already have your
No,
plate,
there's
so-
already, there's already.
Oh, there's already food on our plates.
No, the table is set.
It's
but-
set.
right.
Okay.
And so, as you guys are coming in, you guys are sitting down. Strahd obviously has welcomed you in. Welcome to Castle Ravenloft, as you already mentioned. So many new faces, so many new faces. So, I am Count Strahd von Zarovich. I am the land. I am the master. Thank you for joining me this evening.
Thank you for welcoming us to
Sorry.
Can't metagame
So
because I would say something. I would so say something right now.
I know.
I'm just listening to the interaction.
We
between
always welcome great talent here,
Before we start a conversation, can we bless the food?
of course.
Let's pray. And I start a little prayer. As I'm praying, moving my hands around and casting detect evil and good.
There's a lot of evil in this room.
them.
There's a lot of evil in this room. Now, I will tell you that.
Well, I can only
Spider
find if
senses
there's an
are going off.
aberration of celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of me.
Okay, so
Also, I can also tell if a
Basic-
place has been consecrated or desecrated within 30
the place is desecrated. Like,
Okay, so-
yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was a spoiler or not.
No, I don't think it was a spoiler.
So you know that all of the women at the table that you have not been introduced to yet, they are all undead. Well, I mean they're vampires. So
Yes.
So,
that would count
Would
as
that count?
Does that
as them?
include?
I don't even know in this
Gertruda?
game because it's different
Gertruda
in
is
this game.
human.
Yeah,
Well,
she's
you
sitting
just
with
said
us.
all the women at the table.
No, the ones you haven't been introduced to
Okay.
yet.
Yeah.
I think where's the vampire stat block? I think that they are considered undead. It would be weird if they weren't considered undead, right?
Yeah, a vampire is an undead creature.
Yes.
Wait, this is Dungeons and Dragons Wikipedia, so I guess we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
do
it's
all of
fine.
that.
Yeah.
Humanoid or monstrous humanoid creature can become a vampire. Okay, so yeah, it is considered an undead. So I can tell that there is.
Yes. Escher, the one with the blonde hair that welcomed you guys into the
Mhm.
castle, he is an undead.
Okay,
Rahadin
the
is
dude over here in the corner,
yeah,
not
yeah.
sitting,
Bodyguard dude is
the muscle,
he is not undead.
not undead.
Not undead.
Okay, so the three chicks, the guy who brought us in. What about Strahd?
He's undead.
Well,
Surprise!
Let's go. Hey, I'm just playing my character.
Yeah.
He's undead. So all these 5 people here are undead. That dude in the corner is not.
no,
Yes.
Gertruda
This
is
guy,
not.
no,
Gertruda's
this guy is
dead.
undead.
Yes.
This one, this one, this one, and this one. That's 5.
Right. Gertruda
five, yeah.
is
Oh,
not
yes.
undead. She is
Yes.
alive. She is
Yes.
a human.
She's eating
And-
with us.
Huh?
She's eating with us.
And so what does good and evil go through that list again? Fae, fiend,
Oh, yes.
undead.
It's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead, and I can tell if anything's
Rahadin is Fae.
Rahadin is a fey.
The
Oh,
bodyguard
that's
is
not
Fae.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you're the one who knows this. We don't.
I know this. I can't just
Is
openly
this a
go.
verbal?
I was praying and then kind of
No,
throwing
it's
in.
like.
No, it's a verbal and semantic.
Oh.
So I was moving my hands around as I was praying, and I was throwing in verbal things in
I
So
see.
mix and match.
there. Yeah, mix and match.
Okay.
Because hey,
Are you trying to hide this?
slightly
Okay.
deception?
Yeah, I was gonna say roll a
Yeah.
deception
I
check.
can't even boot myself. I should have booted myself. -1 on deception.
Wow.
Come on, first roll of the night. Hey,
Ooh, wow.
18.
18. You actually outrolled me, so I'm gonna let you have that one. Because I rolled a 2.
So, so I know that, and I finish. Amen.
And a woman.
God bless America.
God bless us, everyone. Okay.
So we're all standing, right? Did we sit down?
You can. I assumed that you guys came in and sat
And sat down. Yeah, we were about to start
Okay.
eating.
All right, good. So we're sitting down. Good.
So for which Strahd will say thank you for that. And are you detecting?
No, she was
Poison
gonna
or-
pure.
I was
Purify
going to
drinking
purify
water.
once we get our food on
Yeah.
our plates. I was going to tell these guys, give me your food and drinks, and I'll purify them real quick.
I don't think you have to
Because-
grab the food in
If
there.
you
I
wanted
think
It
it's
had- it's only
dead, he
5
would have
foot.
killed us
all
already.
within 5 feet.
So okay. So as you guys are finishing that up.
So you're just literally walking from plate to plate. Just
No. Oh yeah.
No, I was
and
going to
and
say,
as
give it
you
to
are
me so I can
doing
only
this,
cast it once.
like saying your prayer, have you got your eyes closed? Your spectral
eyes
eyes,
closed?
your spectral
She's blind,
eyes.
remember?
with my bandages on. Yeah, I got my eyes closed. Can't tell. I had one eye open, one eye closed.
So,
Just interchanged them.
Okay, so Strahd is just kind of surveying this with mild amusement more than
But you
anything.
didn't catch me.
Yeah, he didn't catch you. It's just okay, but the woman that is dressed in all white that's sitting to his right hand side is just like, really, like,
Please.
yeah, too spicy. Okay, so as you guys are doing that, he bids you to sit down and then to please, friends, this feast has been prepared in your honor. Please partake, and I will introduce you to my consorts. So are you guys going to be fixing your
Yep.
plates while you're doing all of this?
Buffet time.
But
Come
then
on.
she said something about grabbing all our food, right?
Yeah,
You're grabbing all.
I'm going to ask them to give
No,
me all
but
your
I'm not gonna
plates.
do it.
You're
You're
gonna
not?
do it?
No.
Not gonna do what?
I'm gonna give her my food.
Okay.
Because I'm going to purify food and drink.
Okay. So are you doing it on the mass of the table, like all of the things
On
that are
the
set out in
table,
front of
On
you?
the plates. I think
On
is
the
what you
plate. Well,
She's doing
because I'm,
individual plates.
What is?
No, okay,
how does this
hold on.
work?
mean. Yeah, that's what I thought.
no,
Okay.
shush.
Yeah, I understood it that way too. So show me
Okay.
how the plate works.
It's only a 5-foot radius.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I was going to have them put all the plates like near me so I could cast it in.
You could do that, but the center of the table is where all of the food would be. Remember,
It's all in that 5-foot square?
I mean, it's all like right there at the end of the table because the other end of the table, they've got goblets of dark liquid. So
Okay.
there's really only
Okay, so I cast it. It's going to hit all.
that's
all of
fine.
it. Okay.
And
It's all purified then.
Well, just in case.
Yeah.
yeah. And as you do that, Strahd laughs. He's like, "Oh dear. If I wanted to kill you, that is not my preferred method."
I didn't think so.
I druid craft a foul stench under his nose.
Wow.
The undead man.
Wow.
is
And,
Raphael
and I'm the asshole.
Come now. This is a civil dinner. I have
Essentially
invited
part of the
you
table.
Huh?
Essentially sent a fork through the table.
to just have a meeting. So he gestures to the woman on his right. This is my consort, Lumilia Bilicivic. All of these names are like
Yeah,
Bilicivic.
Transylvania names.
She has been by my side for 200 years. She kind of nods graciously. Like you can tell that she is probably the most mature out of all of them. She is the BIC. You guys know that right off the bat. And when she speaks, I came to Barovia as a little girl. I climbed into the back of a stony wagon and brought here and look very much like others in this town. Because of that, attention is how I captured the attention of my Lord Strahd. Then he kind of gestures next to her, to the redhead. This is my consort, Anastasia Karilova. Yes. So she kind of nods to each of you. She has a Anastasia, Anastrasya.
Okay, I'll fix it later.
Yeah, Anastasia. You learned that she is a noblewoman of Valaki, the village that you guys were just in. And her family has been longtime supporters of Strahd, but she kind of a big fan of Strahd, but she ended up meeting Strahd through Ludmilla, who actually kind of sought her out and brought her in. Again, she's got that beautiful crystal heart around her neck, but you don't really know what that does, and she's not really offering. He gestures again across the table on his left side to this sort of childlike one that's got the yellow dress on with all of the her name is Volenta Popovsky, and you learn that she was once a Barovian prostitute, and she has an obsession with bones, for which she is eyeing you two.
Most prostitutes do.
Us?
Yes. She's like, oh, you have the biggest bones I've ever seen. When you die, can I have them?
Wow. And I take a first step of my mind.
She's crazy. She's a little
Yeah.
crazy. And Escher, he is the tall man. I believe you guys have already met Escher. He is originally from Valaki. And you also learn that he was kind of recruited from the Den of Werewolves.
Like,
He's the youngest of the. He is the youngest
They
of
just told us this?
the
They
consort.
just straight up told us he
Yes.
was from
Yes.
okay.
So
He
we
was
now
the Den
know
of
he's
Werewolves. Now we know he's a werewolf.
No. He said it was from the Den of Werewolves, but not necessarily werewolf himself. He is a
Totally
a
assuming
vampire.
that though.
He is a vampire.
Oh, okay.
It's already been because of your spell. You know
He's
is a
undead.
vampire.
Yeah. I know this.
Yeah.
They don't.
Right. So
Okay.
they didn't really.
pleasure to meet you all.
Who? So tell me, who do we have the pleasure of dining with this evening?
You?
You're closest.
I'm closest. You're right. I put my wine down. Way to go, Larry.
And all of the attention would be on the speaker, by the
Okay.
way.
I am Theron Wisecracker, here to cause trouble and mayhem, just to see what's going on, what we can do.
Sir Valenta goes, I love May. We could be
Let's be friends.
See a beautiful friendship already across the table. Okay.
What kind of bones do you have?
I have so many bones. Maybe after dinner I can show you more of them.
Okay.
Okay.
See her room.
But you might.
Push my
Okay.
chair back
Sister.
and I stand up
Okay.
and I introduce myself very briefly. Sister Diane, Our Lady of
Esther kind of looks to you. Our Lady of Silver? The
Saloon.
Saloon?
Know her?
I do.
You a follower?
No.
Who's saying this to me again?
Escher, the blonde.
Oh, the blonde across literally across the table from
Oh,
me.
Yeah, he's one of Strahd's consorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you?
Us?
Oh.
Not I. Not sure that I've never seen real evidence to suggest thing like that.
There's candles on the table.
Hmm?
There's candles on the table.
Yes.
I playfully wave my fingers and make them light and go down, light and go down. So you believe in magic, but not in gods?
So he kind of mimics yours, and he kind of does the same
Does
thing,
the
but he
same
turns the flames black.
Where do you draw your power from?
My Lord Strahd.
Go back to my wife. Interesting. Interesting. We're learning all sorts of things tonight.
I stand
He's staring
slowly.
at you.
Oh yeah, because everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
My name is Aaronon. You know, and as I'm standing up, I kind of like bump into because I'm
Yeah.
a giant, right? I bump into
Gertruda.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, so
That's okay.
Aaronon. Oh, I'm here with my party. Oh, thank you for inviting us.
Of course.
Lovely,
Thank you for coming.
yeah, lovely place you have here. We had a brief visit prior, so we saw some of it, but I'm just curious to know more about this place and about yourself. Appreciate it.
course.
Thank you.
Of course.
And I
Pleasure
just
is all mine.
I sit down, make sure that I don't bump up to.
Gertruda scoots a little bit closer to Escher.
And I stand up and I introduce myself as Brunhana of Broken Ridge. Here with my crew in search of adventure.
Then he takes the golden rod and smacks the table with it. God bless
I
you.
go, excuse me. Last year.
Strahd, was it?
Was it?
Strahd?
Strahd?
Is this the first
No.
time you've seen his gold?
No,
I was just messing around. Messing around.
It's well hidden.
The table
last-
breaker.
New title. Breaker of tables. Holder of rods. Anyways, last we were here, we met a. What?
I don't know. I'm best.
What?
I don't know.
What is that?
Stroker of rods.
Oh,
You
That's
don't know,
all
don't meta. You
your
don't know.
fault.
All promise
your
you.
fault. You could have made it anything but a rod. Boo.
I will never make that mistake again.
Yeah, I bet you will. Last time we were here, we met a interesting skeletal. Correct. Know of him?
There are many skeletons in this castle. I can't name all of them.
Well, he wasn't always a skeleton. He said he met you
Mm.
in the library. Looking for a book about?
We have many books here. At some point, maybe I could introduce you to our librarian. She's not originally of Barovia. Probably like.
That would be interesting. Thank you. Go back to my wine again. Just, I'm remember, takes a lot to get me drunk.
Okay. I don't need
So at this point, you guys are taking food, you're taking wine, okay. So he goes into kind of a, again, welcome friends. So glad that you have joined us this evening. Please allow me to give a brief history of Barovia. Barovia is a land that I conquered nearly 1,000 years ago. I named it after my father, King Barov. And I was in my mid-40s, late 40s, 47, 48, when I conquered this land.
Who did she conquer it from?
Let's run monologue. Let's run monologue.
Yeah, go ahead.
I truly don't remember. Dang it! I just because I've got 3 books and I'm
No,
pulling history
don't
from.
worry. Just, I didn't say a word.
You know what? I don't think it mentions who he conquered from.
The locals. That's
The
all you need to know.
locals.
There we go.
We don't worry about them anymore.
I know
Yeah.
They're long.
Their
It's
name-
been 1,000
their
years.
name has been long forgotten.
Exactly.
So, my first, and he goes to kind of tell you that the first several weeks of his reign were difficult, not for him, but kind of any change of power is difficult at first. That he made a journey to each and every one of the. He made a journey to each and every one of the cities and the towns that were in Barovia, the land. So Barovia city proper, Valaki, all of the surrounding areas. He met with each of the burgomasters. Facility. He noticed. He goes to tell you that he noticed that the town was quite dilapidated, but that the burgomaster always had gold chains and furs and the nicest house. And so he would go through the tax records to see who is not paying their taxes under the old rule, and all of the towns would come up short. But he was still noticing that they would be finely dressed. So the assumption would be that the burgomasters were stealing from the taxes, like essentially stealing from both the people and also from the government. And so he would kind of strip down the burgomaster in the streets, and so the burgomaster is thinking he's going to pay back the taxes with the fine things that he's wearing, with the gold chain, the whatever, and Strahd would have them basically lay face down on the dirt, and then he would cut their heads, put them on a stake with the whole town. He would tell the town, elect a new burgomaster, but beware, if you cheat my people and if you cheat me, this will happen every single year until you guys get it right. And so, by the way, are y'all just listening to this, or is anybody
Yeah,
casting?
Yeah, we're eating and I'm listening.
I'm listening. What do you want me to cast?
Or well, I didn't know if you guys
All
were.
his political aspirations.
I know. I want to know what the heck's going on here. Who is this dude?
My vote's apart.
You got my vote. Build back better.
So,
Thank Barovia.
Crazy.
oh my gosh, can we please make sure it's Strahd 2024?
We can.
That would be amazing.
It's a roll.
Good one.
Sorry.
And like
Sorry.
most aristocrats, he just doesn't
Guaranteed
seem to
a lot in
die.
that.
He's been there 1,000 years, like a lot of people.
Sucker, he doesn't die. Yeah. that's-
Blood sucker.
Is he also wearing blue?
Yeah, he is blue and
There
red.
you go.
And red.
Damn it.
Independent.
He is. He's Green Party.
Red party.
So you have your donkeys and you have your elephants, and then you've got your bats.
You're right.
There you go.
So he's kind of going through kind of the brief history of kind of establishing. So the Castle Barovia, he kind of turns to talking about the castle as it is, was here when he arrived, but it was dilapidated. It had been obviously just war torn, and so this was going to be the icon for his new land of Barovia. And so he spent a fortune bringing in all of these artisans and all of these Chip and Joanna Gaines and like everybody.
Shiplap everywhere. I hate this castle so much.
But bringing in the finest that money could buy in order to establish this castle.
Alright, so he brought him
No
in.
expense.
He brought
There
flippers.
was, yes. And he
Love it every
decided to rename the castle after Ravenloft for his mother, Ravania. And you also learned that during the trek to get Ravania to this castle, because at this point his father, King Barov, had died. So his intent was to bring his mother and his younger brother, who is 11 years younger than he is, to the castle to live. So she died on the trek, but his brother Sergei Sergei, Sergei, came to the castle. Now, Sergei was destined for the clergy, so he actually was a devotee of the Sun Lord.
And he's telling us all this, right?
Yes.
So you're just
Yeah.
summing up.
Huh?
You're just summarizing. What
I'm
he's
summarizing it up,
Okay,
yes. So,
saying. Can I interrupt him? Real quick?
Yes,
Once he
absolutely.
says that,
yes,
destined for the clergy, and he says the Sun
yes,
Lord. Strahd, may I interrupt?
of course.
Question. You said Sun Lord. This is not the first time we hear of this deity.
Mm-hmm.
Is he around? Is he one that one of you worship, follow? Does he give power here in Barovia proper / land?
I have never seen this before. Now, even in my time, 1,000 years ago, one of my dearest, closest friends was a cleric, high cleric of the Sun Lord. She tried desperately her entire life to get church, and she tried everything. I just never, any kind of explains it. He just never found any reason to believe. He was able to achieve all of his conquest on his own. He never really needed the support of another god, if you will. Besides, he kind of has a complex, and you're kind of picking up on this,
Right.
that like he did these things, so he is entitled to these things. Like
Right.
this is his land that he
Right.
went to war, and he, but he's also getting older, like he definitely is telling you like the age is kind of starting to settle in, and he kind of looked up one day and realized he didn't have an heir. So if then it would, and Sergei was going into the clergy, so he doesn't have an heir either. So he kind of dabbled with the idea, but that it was going. He didn't really give it much thought because he is Strahd, he is the land, and I'm the king, and I'm going to be the king forever and ever, essentially. But then he goes on to tell you that one day he. So, by the way, our I forgot to turn this on. Sorry. By the way, is anybody like just asking a question? Doing insight check? Like, are we?
I mean,
Well,
he's 1,043. I don't think he's gonna lie. What's the point?
Well, no. At this point, I'm just
I'm also
listening to
Okay.
what he has to
Story, I
say.
mean,
Okay.
we're his guest. I'm entertained by this tale.
You
Yeah.
would be.
Well, I mean, she
Sure.
asked if
I'll
you know.
insight check. That's a DM,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
What exactly are you
Because
insight
I'm
checking?
giving you
I
a
know.
lot of information. Some of it could
So,
be true, and some of it could
Insight
be
check on
lies.
everything you said.
God.
I'm good. I'm just listening.
oh,
24.
yes.
Up to this point, everything he has said has been
He's gonna
100%
reason.
true.
Okay,
Oh, he's gonna lie.
so if any of you pick up anything, well, I mean, isn't
You're,
that a game?
if something
Please.
sounds
Yeah.
incorrect or something, if you're like, I want to insight check on that, you
Right.
have to tell me when I say
Okay.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't want you guys. I don't want to sit here and give you like a boring history lesson,
Mhm.
and I'm like,
Find the
this
boring.
is from Strahd's mouth. We don't,
Yeah.
I find it interesting.
Yeah.
Talking to the devil himself.
Yeah. So, for which he kind of looked up one day and realized he doesn't have an heir. So, in one of his yearly trips down to, so now he's kind of approaching 50 at this point. It's been a couple of years. The town is a little bit more established. Like, age is catching up with him. He's kind of starting to look, old. Well, I mean, he's a handsome enough guy, but, and he's also kind of, he's got position, so it's not like,
Mhm.
So, but he goes into one of the towns and he discovers this, she is beautiful, this woman, she has kind of fine red hair, she's got kind of a very sweet face, and the way that he describes her, she looks identical to Irina. You guys have already met her and you escorted her over to Valaki.
Mm.
So he goes into telling you that he invited her to the castle to kind of get to know her better. She had many questions, and she was kind of acting as a representative of the town of Barovia, not Barovia itself. And she basically shared with him that he was kind of seen as scary because he would behead people who were cheating people, but then there was a sense of like, oh, it's noble justice, and perhaps you really are a good guy because you're looking out for your people,
Right.
and you're kind of, I don't know, eating the patriarchy. I don't know. And he tells you that over time they begin to kind of develop this courtship, and that they fall in love with each
I
other.
want to insight check that.
Huh?
I want to insight check that.
You can roll.
Wait, inside check what part?
Story.
They fell in love?
That they fell in love.
Okay. You don't believe in love? Come on now. Cynical much?
14. It's the most romantic Hallmark film you've ever seen.
Fair enough.
Tear it up.
And so through a series of events, they are, and by the way, at the same time, Sergei has come to the castle. He is the high priest of the Sun Lord's temple has he was slaughtered by an assassin. It's kind of a common thing that happened, but he is now poised to take that position. And Sergei is he's a good man. He's a younger brother. He kind of hero worships Strahd a little bit, but not without being his own person. He doesn't like follow him around. He does kind of. They're brothers. They do challenge each other once in a while, but his heart really is for the clergy. But over time, at the same time, Sergei has also fallen in love with this woman, Titania. And so now we've got two brothers that love the same woman, but she loves Strahd. And this is kind of the way that Strahd is telling you. And the day that they are set to be married.
That's what I want to inside check.
Okay, go ahead.
Whether or not she loves Strahd, she actually loves Strahd. Before I interrupt, can I boot myself?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll have to hide it. I'll just.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I have a question.
Okay.
Were you really in love?
I think you're full of shit.
Or were you just stalking her?
By the way, Gertrude is like,
I completely believe him.
yeah.
It's the most amazing story. I mean, you see Blackacre as a tear coming down.
Are you and Gertrude are just
I swoon a little because I rolled a 4. Not gonna help me, and the booping's not gonna help either.
I'm just with the boop.
Oh, with the boop, I would have gotten the. Not easy to take the triangle out of that. Oh, that's 7.
7.
So,
Best
nope,
story
it's
ever.
on you. Roll
Yeah,
credits.
yeah.
You're right off into the sunset.
Go
They
on
fly
with
off.
the wind.
They fly off into the sunset.
Tomorrow is another day.
So, good night. Okay, so they fall deeply in love with each other, but because Sergei has he has taken the position of the head clergy, but he decides to kind of the day before he takes the head clergy, and also the same day that Strahd and Titania are destined to be married and wed forever, he attempts to basically kidnap Titania and defile her so that she's unable to be married. And in the process of Strahd defending Titania, he kills Sergei. And because Sergei is able to, Sergei wasn't necessarily trying to harm Strahd, but he was trying to kind of defile, if you guys understand what I'm saying, Titania, and in the process,
I inside check.
No, I want to know in
No.
detail what defiling
Yeah.
means.
so
I'm not following.
I don't know.
make her unclean.
Isn't that dirt on her?
Yes, that's exactly
Yes,
right.
exactly.
And
He wants to.
hold on, and then in the process of attempting to do that, Sergei strangled her to death. And so in his rage,
Clergy dude?
yeah,
The
so
shitty god that you're serving.
you rolled a 7, sit down.
I'm
Best
telling
story
you.
ever. And then out of rage, Strahd not only killed Sergei, but consumed his blood in the rage, and that is what made him the vampire that he is. And go ahead and roll for
I
insight.
did a 20.
20? I'll give you text.
Oh,
Oh.
Hey, is that the first whisper we get in this campaign? This whisper
Yes.
brought to you by What the Fuck? So, while that's going on, how's the food over there? Pretty good?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice and pure. Getting the shrimp nice and pure, yeah?
Yep,
Chris?
nice and
Yeah,
pure.
Chris?
Chris.
Yeah.
Best clean wine I've ever had. It's fantastic. Not as good as my soup. Yeah. Not as good as my soup, right? Right? Good on
This is the best
You know
food I've
what?
had
It's
in a
still
while.
pretty good.
Still pretty good? I'm
Yeah.
glad- I'm glad we like it.
Hold on.
Then
On
again,
par.
I'm used to eating a lot of things.
On par with. Look over.
Don't ask to send a strong
Since we like,
chat.
those are big knockers.
Oh yeah, those are in the chat.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Like, oh, okay.
I know.
Wow. Well, I've got absolutely no spells for this. I wish I would have prepared thinking better. Yeah, I didn't know we were going to have guests. I thought we were just going to go talk for a minute.
Okay. So, and I can go into detail a little bit later, but I think you can fill in the blanks. So then he kind of tells you, panicking, because he knew, he was aware of what he had become and what this would mean for his kingdom. He created the mists to trap souls from leaving, because the only way to undo what he did is to follow through with the marriage and the union between Anya. So that's why he put up the mist, so that souls could not leave. They couldn't smuggle her out. They couldn't do anything like that. And he has tried several times to undo this curse and to free his people and free himself. The latest attempt was about 200 years ago, like roughly 150 years ago. There was a girl that was born in Barovia. In Velaki. Her name was Marina, and she and Strahd fell in love because he, of course, pursued her. But because her father and the priest in the town kind of knew what was up, they killed her in order to protect her from Strahd.
But her spirit can't leave.
Right.
So
This
it's
is the
still-
same. This is
I'm gonna protect
Titania's
you.
spirit.
And the spirits are recycled into people.
Yes, and so she gets reborn every once in a while.
What about the BIC? Doesn't she have something to do with Strahd?
I mean, they're his consorts, so they're like all the four of them are the consorts. They're brides.
They're consorts, but
It's been 1,000 years. I get a little lonely.
so wait a minute. So let me get this straight. He's allowed to have these side things, but he's got to have the pure one here.
It's not that. It's that. Those are the terms and the conditions of the curse. So.
So you want this curse
So we
to end.
have to defile her so she won't do anything.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Vote for the task.
Okay, so
So you want this curse ended.
yes.
In 1,000 years, you haven't grown to love this power. It hasn't corrupted you.
I was an old man when I became. I am ready to end this curse, to free my people. My interest has always been in the best interest of my people.
What
Yeah.
happens if we free you? What happens to your power? What happens to your...
What happens to you?
I become a man.
Are you sure?
What do and I address the other people?
Mhm.
What does everybody think about this desire? What's going to happen to all of you?
And they collectively are kind of, they do the will of Strahd.
So you are in agreement with this decision.
Yes.
You accept the consequences.
Yes.
And have you invited us here to help you with this?
Yes.
And
The
how-
whole purpose of coming tonight was to ask, I mean, you clearly have proven yourself at the bone grinder. You've proven yourself that you are more than capable of taking care of something like this. Simply ask that you would.
How is the curse broken? Is it that you have to marry?
Yes, I have to marry her. On the completion of the vows, the curse will be broken.
Does it have to be her? What if she doesn't want anything to do with you?
She won't even talk to me. So how would I know? We've spoken a few times.
Okay, but wait a minute. You just said she won't talk to you, but you've spoken a few times. You
Well,
got a problem
People
here.
have told her horror stories about me, so she's a bit afraid of me. It's every time that she gets reborn, I have to reintroduce myself.
Like
What's
50.
the name?
First days.
What was the name of the
Over
lady we brought
1,000
to the-
years.
What was the name of the lady we brought to the other town?
Irina.
Arena.
So is this woman you're looking for Irene?
Yes. Irina is my
But aren't you just robbing the cradle? You're so old.
He's 1,043. Everything's robbing the cradle at this point.
My dear Thurman, I have
so
been
bad.
waiting for this woman for over 1,000 years. If my love has been brought into question, I don't think now is the time for that. I have been pursuing her for over 1,000
He's
years.
the ultimate
Then
sugar
you're-
daddy.
Yes.
Then you have an obsessive issue and you need counseling.
If there was any other way I could break the curse, I
You're
would do
cancel
it.
the Strahd.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, okay.
So you're looking to break. By now we know he's a vampire. We understand what vampires
Yes,
are. We
yes.
all know what a vampire is.
Yes.
Okay. And he's told us he's one.
Yes.
And he's trying to break the curse of immortality.
Yes.
Cool. So you want us to break this curse
Yes.
that's kept you alive for over 1,000 years
Yes.
because you're tired of living.
It's not just me. You have to think that I am not the only one who's afflicted. It is all of the people that live in Barovia, in all of the towns. If you go into any of the towns, you'll notice I have not taken the taxes in years from these towns. Every town has a storehouse. I genuinely am looking for the interest of my people.
Right, but that would mean that you can't take care of your people. You will no longer be here. At 1,000 something, I'm fairly certain you die the second.
More than likely.
Why
but
don't you
The world
clean
has-
yourself? Go walk into the sun.
that wouldn't kill me. There is no sun in Barovia.
I mean, I could make one.
How do we
I can make one.
If I die, I don't believe the curse will be broken.
know
The
that?
souls get recycled
Hold on.
because the souls get recycled. That
Oh.
line.
Yes.
What? How do you know what?
How do we know that marrying her will break the?
Well, I was there when the curse began. I'm the one who initiated the curse. No, I mean he told you.
Is there
Do you want to insight
No,
check?
I was inside check.
is there any other side effects that may happen? You know, if you were to marry this woman, is there anything else
To
that you
my
can
knowledge,
foresee?
I'm not certain. I believe that Irina, my Titania, would continue to live because her body that she has been born into is still quite young. The soul is old, but the
Soul is
body
old,
is young.
but the
She
body
will
is.
continue to live. But I, more than likely my consorts, we will probably perish. The castle will lay abandoned, and a new king rise from among my people.
Okay, that's what I wanted. An inside check was booping myself. Do I get away with the boop?
Yeah, you can move it. Go ahead.
Excuse me. No, I want to. Do I actually believe that he thinks marrying her will break the curse, or is he just BSing us to get her?
Okay, so that would be inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll it.
+6 on that, and a
Wow.
booper, and a booper. Roll the booper first because it sucks. 2. Okay. This is 12, 14.
I'm gonna, because his deception is really like his passive deception.
Well, yeah, then if it is, don't
is
tell me that.
really high.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Just I believe him.
Yes, you believe him. This is
Yeah, this guy's amazing, guys. Let's go get her now.
Yeah.
And I'll open the portal.
You spent the night with her. What do you think?
I think she's terrified of him. I think she doesn't love him. And it would not be right for you that.
What if
Why
you tell her
are
it's
you forcing yourself on somebody who wants none of your
I would never force myself.
You are forcing yourself.
I'm simply trying to break the curse. If she knew that she was the answer to all of this, I really believe that she would.
Casey was about to jump on.
Okay, so I was about to ask Strahd. You know, in all this time, what have you tried so far to convince her? That has not worked, evidently, for 1,000 years. So, what have you done, and what else is there to do?
I have tried multiple different methods. I have, in the past, as I've mentioned before, when she was reborn as Marina, there was no complication. We had discussions, she walked easily, the conversation was perfectly lovely. I bring her gifts, and, you know, I would visit her frequently, and easily felt. This time has been a little bit more complicated because every time she's reborn, she doesn't have any memories. She has the same soul, but no memories of the previous life. So, you know, I have visited her. I understand that she was adopted by the Burgermeister in Barovia, the town, but that she is. I think she is originally from Lala, but I'm not 100% certain.
How many versions of her have you tried to get with?
She has, in this period
In
of
the
time,
1,000
she's been reborn about 4 times. She's been reborn 4 times.
So every 200 feet.
About,
That's
like
what
roughly.
Long way.
And every time she just dies of age, or how
No,
does-
so one of the first times she was sold to the hags, turned to a meat pie.
That sucks.
Meat pies?
It buys.
I was very displeased. One of the times she was born as Marina. Of course, we have her current state, and then one of her other lives, it was an. So
Did you have anything to do with the death of her father?
I had nothing to do with the death. I did not kill him.
Bullshit.
I can't remember.
Huh?
Was he-
So the Ismark and Irina both hinted that he was killed by Strahd, but I don't think anybody actually did a medicine check on the body, so nobody really knows how he died, other than he was just in a box and there were like
Was
wolves
decayed.
circling home and that sort of thing.
Someone wants to do an insight check on that one.
Good.
I'll do it.
15. I'm gonna give this to you with advantage because you are connected to Strahd, so.
You're inside checking
Another
your own
text?
dude, man.
I just,
You're like backstabbing the
I'm not
backstab.
backstabbing, I'm just trying to get the truth in the lies.
What?
I just like it.
Here's your rod back.
No.
Well, I mean, I was asking, so I was gonna do something, but
Good.
Okay.
no, I was gonna do an inside check.
Oh,
but,
well, the inside check as well.
oh, I can?
Yeah. it's-
Oh,
Yeah.
We're different people.
well, that's true. Oh, wait. Put this.
Then you see Sister Di reach across the table trying to.
So you would do anything for me.
Well,
You would do anything.
oh, that's
for
right,
me.
because I'm not sitting next to
You're
you.
not. I can't.
I was gonna go like
You're
this.
literally
like,
over there, man. I would literally have. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
You got a
So
little,
can I have
you got a little something on your.
What would,
The joke. I'm not. It's awkward as hell, man.
who all has told lies about you to her
Oh,
to give her so much fear of you?
What country does not spread rumors and lies of its political government? I mean, whether it's true or not, if it's a good story, it spreads fast. And I am,
Insight, right?
Huh?
No, go ahead.
Insight, yeah.
and I am very stern with those that that care for my people.
Then why are your people in such bad state?
I have left them to govern for themselves for a very long time. As I have mentioned before, I have not collected the taxes in several hundreds of years. Now, the people do live in fear of me, whatever reason, but they are free to travel anywhere within Provia. They are free to build their lives, to farm, to,
But why can't they leave?
because I can't, and again, he can't risk the souls leaving. Right.
So, by the way, my insight check on, has he tried so far and all that?
Yeah.
I was an 11.
Best trier ever. So as far as you can tell, he's like, yeah, he's done everything I could think of.
Really shitty insight. This guy's fantastic, apparently.
Okay.
How do we know you're not just trying to lure her here to make her one?
I have really, truly, what besides breaking the curse, and I do love Titania too. Therefore, I know that I would love. I don't think that I would survive long enough, but the castle would be left to her. Everything would be hers because she would be the bride. But you think I'm looking for sex?
What
I'm
about
set.
Can I get section
Well-
down?
Yeah, you can.
18.
He's got a freaking harem right there in front of you.
Well,
Boys,
that's
girls,
what I was gonna
different
ask. Is like,
flavors.
you've got all. I will ask.
Yeah.
You've got all these beautiful women, possibly men,
People.
People, he's got a lovely assortment.
Yeah. Why more?
None of them can break the curse.
Do the people in town know how to break this curse?
No.
And why? What would they?
Why
Why
haven't
not?
you told them?
Have you told anybody about besides us here?
Oh, there
Doesn't-
have been other parties that occasionally come through, and always seems like perhaps they could be fantastic heroes, and then the tests of Barovia prove to be too much for them. They are always incapable of completing their mission.
Okay, so the mission in this case would be just to bring Tatiana, Irina,
He calls her Tiana.
Titania,
Titania, okay, Irina,
yes,
to you willingly.
yes.
If she's not willing, will the curse still be broken? If you marry her?
That I'm not certain. But I would, and ultimately, Strahd is a gentleman. You kind of get this that he is definitely a creature that likes comfort, and you can definitely tell like this is
Okay.
it's a very nice castle. I mean, he doesn't really use a lot of it because Strahd, but he is ultimately a gentleman, and he doesn't really take delight in force.
Because let's say we do accept this and we convince her to come or whatever arrangement you made. How can we know that she would be willing and the curse would be broken? What kind of certainty do we have? Or what's the potential for failure?
I don't think I understand like what.
So
What if
us
we can't
bringing
bring
her here is just going to accomplish one thing, bringing her to you.
Right.
But from that point on, we cannot help you with anything else. That will be up to you and her.
Right.
So
She may be willing to come and
But-
do what she's needs to do out of duty, but that does not mean she
I'm not.
loves him.
I don't know that,
Miller Club is in-
and this would be
No, no,
hearsay.
it's-
I don't know that. Because I've never tried to perform this backwards. I don't know if she has to be willing or not. Of course, I do love her. I don't want her to.
You just want us to be matchmaker. Get her.
No, you don't even have to do
No.
that. I just want you to bring her to the castle.
Correct.
And once I die, she, queen, one of you may become, king or queen of Barovia. This could be potentially your land. I just need to know that she is taken care of, because myself, my consorts, more than likely we will disappear.
What arrangements, let's say it's a successful, what arrangements have you done to take care of the people?
They've stockpiled their taxes.
They
for
have
700
stockpiled
years.
their taxes. Those taxes, and so he kind of goes through this list of kind of brass tacks, that the expectation is that there should be a burgomaster of each village.
Okay.
They should live at this, like they should, their median income should match the median income of every villager in the village. So like not living above their means, not like any, like,
Mhm.
very strict with the government laws kind of thing. But that Titania, he believes that she would have reason, like good reason, ability to oversee all of Barovia, and like so kind of goes into this launch of how he sees Barovia after the curse has been broken.
Okay. All right.
So at this, I think we actually need to go ahead and take a quick 15 break really quick, and we will come back.
I don't know. You
Just a
don't text to them.
Huh?
Okay.
You don't
Yeah.
have to text to them.
We'll come back in just a minute. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. So, oh my God, where did we leave off?
He was bullshitting and we were buying it all.
Yeah.
Yes, man. We're eating every single word.
Yes.
Except for
So-
him.
Yeah, except for Brenton.
Okay, so
back there stroking his
are
gold
we
rod.
like at the end of the
Yeah.
dinner?
Yes.
Like what
So you
course
guys
are
are
we?
kind of making your way towards the end of dinner, and Rahadin is kind of moving some things around, and he's bringing out some sweeter stuff now. So there's additional fresh fruits and
Oh, one.
More wine?
Yeah, more wine.
No, it's
Yeah, but the 2 bottles,
yeah.
By the way, you can tell this is probably the by far this is the best food and drink that you have had since you've come to Barovia. So this would be like the best that Barovia would have to offer.
the
Like
best meat pie.
no meat pies of the devil.
Oh,
okay.
It's all like meat
No,
pies are
yeah.
commoner food. This is like good stuff.
Yeah.
So like you could have spaghetti or you could have a steak. So so kind of the lighter courses are being offered now. Any other questions?
Well,
Not for the story.
no, for myself. Like I said, if we accept this, then all we can attempt to do is convince her to come. But after that, there's nothing else we could do.
Of course.
So that, of course, depends on the rest of the party. See what they believe is the best thing to do.
And if she doesn't want to come,
Well, let's do this. At this point, they're kind of finishing up their goblets. And you
Blood.
guys are kind of winding down and blood.
Well, they're finishing their blood.
It's blood. Perhaps, if you would be so willing, I could send you on a different errand, and you and I could develop a bit of a trust. You would follow me down into the castle. There is an artifact that needs to be returned to its proper place. Long ago, back in the Warring period, this was before, kind of the story, before the land of Barovia was conquered, there was a great dragon, white dragon, and he was worshipped, for lack of a better term, by some surrounding revenants. This is one of the people groups that Strahd had to fight in order to conquer a portion of this land. He kind of describes the battle and kind of the necessity for it, and he basically slayed a dragon in the process of this. And he has the skull of this dragon.
What's the name of the dragon again?
Argynvost. Argynvost. And so, by the way, this name would ring a bell for you guys because you have seen the sign leading outside of Valaki to a place called Argynvost Holt. So that is another place. And so he kind of proposes to you. There is a certain group of revenants that are being held within Barovia that I do wish to free, and they are held under, I believe, that returning the skull of this dragon back to the hold, I believe reuniting it with its proper, the rest of the body, would free revenants from their curse of being held in. But they are held. This is a different curse outside of my own, because this curse was in place before any of the other stuff happened. This was back in the warring period.
Insight check.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
got a 20.
He is telling absolute truth.
Cool.
He's
Okay.
telling truth.
But he's been. So this thing has been around. This curse has been around before his big curse.
Right.
Did it help cause his curse?
Huh?
Did it help in causing his curse, or
No, this had nothing to do with it. This was just in the process of taking
is it a
Barovia.
curse?
But
on
you
top of the
notice,
curse?
by the way, as he's asking you to take this dragon's skull back to its home, you notice that little Valenta, the one in the yellow dress, kind of
The bones.
it's her dragon skull.
Would she want to come with us?
Huh?
Would she want to come with us? See the rest of the bones of this dragon? Come with us and see what happens. You may find more bones.
Maybe, yeah, maybe
This is a dragon's den. How many bones could he have had?
But you can't take any with you. You can go look at it.
Well, no, she might find something that she likes.
I like it.
We'll
As long
see.
as it's not the
I mean-
dragon.
Like she's not a child. She's just very
Right, but
childlike.
yes.
Yeah. Strahd kind of.
Or
We can discuss that.
or we can maybe, if we find something, we can bring it in exchange for her.
So why can't you?
Oh, we can. All of the consorts are allowed.
No,
Strahd?
Strahd.
He can.
He can.
I
Why
can.
haven't
He
you
can.
taken
I know
the
he can't.
skull back?
No. Like I'm
I
just
wanna
being
know why
snarky
you're
Allowed.
Yes.
because he's come to me.
Is there a reason why you couldn't take? I'm
I
not saying
could.
we're not, but
Oh.
we're just.
I could, absolutely. But let's think of it as a, again, it's a bit of an olive branch to show that I am genuinely
But
trying.
you've had
So,
1,000 years to free people.
I have. They were also my enemies, though, when I took the land of Barovia.
So why change of heart?
I don't know. It's been 1,000 years, and sometimes I just feel like I'm tired of this, and it's time to do the right thing. Free of this. These were not my people. These
That
people.
insight check.
Yeah.
What name of these people again?
People were taking this dragon skull back
Yeah.
to.
There's just revenants. Revenants of the Silver Order.
Okay, so they were the skull.
7. I totally believe that.
Man, we like
He's the
chanted.
most charming.
We are
Yes.
okay. Go ahead. Well, I would say, I think Strahd's offer seems like a good faith offer to show he's trying to to return Barovia to what it once was, and perhaps this is just a good faith sign that
But the task won't be easy. I'm
How
not
many people have you sent on this task before?
never sent anyone on this task before.
How do you know it won't be?
Because I know that the spirits of the revenants are still there, and they are
Ah.
going to seek combat.
Even if we're trying to return something to
I don't know if they're going to be able to increase it.
Do you have any means of travel other than horse and carriage, more magical means might get us there quicker?
How would I know that you are worthy to bring?
We already thought that we were. That's why we're here, right?
So the only like magical means I can guarantee your safety to and from this task, that Barovia not bother you.
Speaking of, what of the wolves? Like these giant wolves, or at least the tracks of them. Are they anything of yours, or is that just something?
There is a den of werewolves.
Wait, what's his name?
Escher.
It's from them, right?
He's not like. Not everyone in the den of wolves is a werewolf.
No, I know he's not a werewolf, but he's from it, so he knows of them.
Yes. So it's outside of Milwaukee.
Okay.
okay. Well, if you just tell us, what we need to do and how to prepare, then I guess, depending on the party, but I vote that we do it.
Friends, come then. So he kind of rises from the table, and their brides kind of go. Now his Ludmilla, Anastasia, and Escher, Escher kind of takes Gertruda like away outside of the. They're kind of going off to do their own thing now. But I was like, who's playing footsies with me? It's the dog. But he kind of beckons Valinta. Fine. So she kind of leads the way down into the castle, into a place that you guys have never been. You're kind of going down into the castle.
Can we pass the library?
You don't pass the library, but you can definitely ask him about that.
No, I just wondered if we pass this one. See.
Of course, he already mentioned that he'd be happy to show you the library. So you go into this is a God bless you. This is used to be
Strong bless you.
Lord Strahd bless you. Son Lord bless you. This used to be what looks like a mess hall for castle guards, like maybe once a long time ago. This is kind of now desecrated grounds. So dark stains cover the floor of this area. Large oak tables, scarred and beaten, lay scattered with scattered like toys about the room. So they're just kind of haphazardly thrown. They're wood crushed and splintered. Replacing them are furniture made entirely of human bones. The walls and the 20-foot-high vaulted ceilings are a sickly yellow color, not because of faded or time-worn plaster, but because they are adorned with bones and skulls arranged in a morbidly decorative fashion, giving the room a cathedral-like quality. 4 enormous mounds of bones occupy the corners of this ossuary, and garlands of skulls extend from these mounds to a chandelier of bones that hangs from the ceiling above a long table constructed of bones in the center of the room. 10 chairs made of bones and festooned with decorative skulls surround the table, resting atop, which is an ornate, bowl-shaped vessel made of yet more bones.
This is like that Romanian church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
The doors to the north and south are sheathed in bones, but the steel-banded double doors in the center of the east wall are not. Above these eastern doors is mounted the skull of a dragon.
How big is this skull?
I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, it's not.
Dragon.
Yeah, it's.
How are we going to carry the skull? Do you have something for us to
Of course.
put it in?
Yeah, I mean,
Card.
like a
or
cart.
something.
Like you'd have to take the cart.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a bag of something.
No, I guess crate. Maybe put it on a crate.
I look around and I go,
Powder.
it's times like these I'm glad I have no eyes, or else I'd have to gouge them out. I look at her.
I'm
What?
the interior decorator, and they're so lovely. And she kind of like strokes them lovingly as she's like walking around the room.
So
all
where
of
did
the
you
bones.
get all the bones from?
They
Some
did
of-
say they conquered this land.
Some of them came from graveyards, and others came from
crazy
people who
land.
died in the castle. And she's just some of them are human bones, and some of them are animal bones, and some of them look like they could be from birds. Like they're all just it is bones
Any
of every
long skulls?
size.
Elongated skull.
Oh my god, yes.
Huh?
Alien skulls,
Alien skull.
predator skulls, a T-Rex in the background.
There's like there's like teeth and
There's a
stuff.
skeletal
Like,
space hugger on the wall.
it's like taxidermy without the skin.
Reverse taxidermy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, I'm curious. Being a druid, seeing the bones, could I change to an animal?
I think that's a stretch, dude.
I think that's a
It's
stretch
kind of
too.
like we don't really know what dinosaurs looked like. We can only guess
They
based
could've
on
been
their
hot pink.
bones.
No, well, I mean,
I
you
know.
said there's skills of.
Yeah, but they're kind of arranged into art.
Yeah.
So you
Not
don't even-
necessarily
It's like the head of a-
arranged
of one
into.
animal with the
It's
arm
not a
around.
museum.
Right.
You know, it's not
Fair
the
enough.
body
Is this
museum.
room gonna
Like,
turn into some giant bone monster on us or something?
the what?
Is this room gonna turn into some kind of giant bone monster on us?
Yeah, like the one we fought.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, this is it is something. And
Like I said, all I get is that Romanian church vibe.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this girl is nuts.
Yeah.
She is nuts.
Tells you more about Strahd than it does about her.
Bone to pick.
Yeah. She's crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
So are
So
we
we
agreed?
approach. Okay.
I mean, it's a dragon skull. I mean, it's
Okay.
pretty large. I mean, it's
Good.
not something that you guys could. I mean, it's just the skull. It's not the
Mhm.
whole
Yes.
body,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It's about the size of this table.
Yeah. I mean, it's an appropriate size.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it very well. So I guess we will need some kind of crate for safe transportation.
So all of that can be arranged if this is something that you're willing to do. And
Very well.
Okay.
I vote for it.
so he kind of speaks to Valenta, and she kind of,
Oh.
but she begins to kind of make the arrangements to take it down off the wall, and
Yeah.
there's a brief moment, and kind of a mist enter into the room, and Escher kind of arrives to assist her, and they begin kind of the preparations. Rahaden is not too far off. He's always just a few steps behind the group because he's, strong bodyguard vibes, right?
Yeah.
I believe you wanted to see the library before you
On our
depart.
way.
Huh? Yeah, so
Before we leave, I approach Valenta. So Valenta, you are doing something very honorable, and we appreciate it.
I'm not interested in
Oh, you mean like giving us a skull, not this whole mess? I honestly thought you meant the. What?
she was a prostitute, and now she's in the cop vampire, so I don't think honor is what she's
Gosh.
going for. Oh, here's a perfect family portrait. Hold on.
Oh.
There they are.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the bone chick. She has the bone thing
She
on
has
her.
a
Yeah.
bone mask.
She's got a bone mask.
Wow,
my gosh.
that would have been even worse.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. Oh, fun.
Okay.
She wasn't wearing it at dinner though.
Oh, that's
But
what
she
I'm-
will wear it if she
Okay.
travels with you guys.
I'll need to get a picture of that.
Yeah, I'll send you guys a picture. So, but yeah, you can kind of see. I do always envision in my head. I always envision Escher to be younger and like
Mm-hmm.
overall more attractive than what he looks like there, because there he looks
Yeah.
kind of busted. I don't know who proved that. So I know that there is a library. I'm sorry, I'm just looking for it right now.
You don't have to.
No, but I want to.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Then I want to.
You got him at a wizard Like, y'all go on ahead. I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, I'm not a wizard.
There is some reading.
Elaborate.
Right, it's the big. I will get from this book. That's right. So it's kind of located in one of the towers, like kind of up in one of the towers. Um, I'm reading this from the book I Strahd, so this is in the words of a certain Van Richten,
Mm-hmm.
named for Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
traveler dude.
If not the true heart of this place, the chamber was certainly a vital organ. Each high wall was covered with books, hundreds, thousands of them, more than Van Richten had ever seen, placed in his 50-odd years of scholarly life. The yellow glow of his lantern picked up the sheen from well-oiled leather covers and gilt titles, the occasional flash of a gem, and the dull face of a tome so ancient that no amount of care or restoration could revitalize it. But the outer shell hardly mattered. It was what lay inside that was important. Richten breathed in the book's scent and felt his heart begin to race. He moved quickly, lighting candles in the sconces as he found them. The black shadows grudgingly retreated. It's dank library, you know. Though the room is cold like the rest of the castle, Van Richten decided to leave the great fireplace dormant.
Like I got in and out alive.
You what?
Van Richten, how you got in and out alive? Beyond me. Hell of an adventure.
Yeah, I'll whenever you find the tome. So I can't find the exact. I know it's in here, and there is one in here, but I can't find the exact thing. Basically, a big room.
Yeah.
It's in a tower. The furniture is very plush. It's leather. It's kind of dark. There's a great fireplace that's kind of set in the bookshelves. You know, books on either side. Above the fireplace is this beautiful oil painting of what you can only assume is Titania on their wedding day. She's kind of dressed in this long white dress, and she's beautifully made up. And like this room is clearly one that
Does she look happy in it?
she does. But this is clearly a room that is one that Strahd spends a great deal of time in. There's many books here. Like I said, it's a pretty large room, and kind of as you enter in, you notice that there's a very, very small goblin kind of moving some of the books around, kind of dusting off some of the bindings and stuff like that. She's very small, but she's got this kind of pale green skin and this bright bubblegum pink. And as she turns, she's got like sharp, jagged teeth and kind of a crooked, twisted smile, and these great yellow eyes.
Oh, Lord Strahd, so glad to see that you've brought guests today.
Holy shit. It talks. No.
That would be Grin. That would be her.
Okay.
She's obviously not from Barovia, so yeah.
So what's her name? Grin?
Her name is Grin Nightshade.
Is she all alone, or does she have a fellow friend?
Not at this moment.
companion?
Not at this moment.
Nothing hanging on her shoulders.
Not at this moment. You can make a perception check.
So she's the librarian.
Yes, she is the librarian.
Perception.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
pain in the butt to roll without. Jeez. 8.
You notice from the rafters as a great pair of yellow eyes kind of looks at you, and you see like 4 teeth before it kind of skips.
I, of course, go, kitty!
Later.
I'm not a kitty! And he throws a book at you.
What
before,
the-
before it hits,
so go ahead.
before it hits you, Strahd kind of catches it. Yarbor, your temper.
Are there
Kind of
like
sets the book.
candles everywhere?
Huh?
Are there candles everywhere?
There are.
Can I use thaumaturgy to light the room up as much as possible to see if I see what was up there?
Sure, of course. So you light the candles up, and it's another goblin. This one, it seems to be a different type of goblin. So it's a hobgoblin, right?
Yeah.
I believe. So Grin has more thin, more delicate features. She is a goblin of the Feywild, I believe.
Yeah,
I
Grin is
believe.
yours. I don't know.
The second is Yarbor. He is dressed much more plainly, much more like round. His nose is a lot bigger. He has more rounded out, smaller ears. He is a hobgoblin. So they are both goblins, but they're two different kinds of goblins. Both appear to be magic users, but Bren is definitely, she sticks out like a sore thumb. She just has like a lot of color in a place where there's not a lot of color. So
Let me show you what he looks like.
Okay. Awesome.
Go ahead, keep going.
There's
This
his
is, oh, there we go. This
I
is
have
what he
his
looks
mini,
like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love him. Wish I would have been able to use him.
I know, that's why I put him in here.
So impressive. Most impressive.
Most impressive.
Are there any
Grin just teeth, just all teeth. All teeth.
I'd hate
Hi, Grin. I'm Thistle or Therwin.
Hello, Thistle Therwin. My name is Grin, and this is my rat. His name is Barrett. Say hi, Barrett. We are Grin and Barrett.
Can I poop his nose?
You can.
He's such a cute
I
cat.
turn to
So
Strahd.
I
Oh.
pull out some little biscuits from my pocket.
Pocket
Well,
biscuits.
he doesn't eat. I'm sorry. He's my familiar.
Aw,
By the way,
It's
she
familiar.
just told you that
She
that is her familiar.
familiar.
She's a-
Yeah,
which means she's a
witch.
wizard.
She's a wizard. So.
That's okay.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a Harry wizard.
Harry Wizard.
And Yarbor? You said? Yarbor?
Yarbor.
Why won't he come down?
He.
I know.
Because they're disgusting.
Oh, that's what he
I'm not a human.
Jeez. I'm the only human here. Leave it alone. I don't want to get
Lion.
bit. Strahd, need to impose. Do you perhaps, would you mind parting with a blank book? Place I
A
can
blank
put my thoughts in a journal?
Mm-hmm. Well, all of these books have stories and legends, history.
History.
Mhm.
Your history?
These books would have been ones that he would have brought with him before the time.
A lot of
Right.
books to bring.
Yeah, so this
Jeez.
this was during the Catholic
any spell
Restoration.
books?
So, huh?
Do you have any spell books you part with?
You ever written yourself anything then?
Huh?
You ever penned a thought?
They wouldn't be in this room. I put it like that. So, if it's a journal that you seek, non-magical, I assume.
Like somewhere to jot down thoughts, ideas, opinions,
Patience. Grin, I think, do we have any more of the bookmaker's tomes? Oh, yeah. And so she kind of scampers off to the back. She's just like a flash of pink. And she comes back toting what looks like a cloth red book that's kind of capped with pieces of leather. It's kind of thin, but it should be appropriate for what you're looking at. She kind of hands it to you.
And behind you is the book.
Yeah, I'll do-
Leather bound red book with the brown.
Oh.
brown.
Oh,
well, I don't know why you're giving it to
Oh,
me.
you're gonna give it to?
Yep.
Will this do?
Well, thank you, Grim.
It's my
A little
pleasure.
broken.
Well, so are we.
1,000 years old.
Thank you.
Barovia hasn't had any news stories in a really long time, so maybe you'll write some new ones for us.
Tell you the story of the bone grinder.
Yeah, we're getting
And the
started
bridge
on-
breaker.
They know.
So Strahd, so all this knowledge, how did you acquire all this knowledge? All these books, where did they come from?
It's had 1,000 years to read them.
Yeah, but it's like, do they all come from one location? I would imagine they come from different places.
You travel.
Well, I had a very expensive education growing up. So, generally speaking, the first son, of course, my father was a king. But being the first son, I knew that I would have to not only take his place as ruler, but also become a conqueror. So I invested a lot of time in studying the art of war, studying the art of magic, studying as much about my enemies as I could, as well as my own history, and as much magic as I possibly could, because I've always been very good at sword play. I've always been very physically fit, but as I became a little older, I really developed knack for magic.
And I would imagine that, you know, in all these books and the knowledge, there's knowledge of different cultures.
Some, but in these books, may or may not.
And how about,
Many of them would be in languages that you would be able to understand.
okay, and how about books about different religions or beliefs?
Well, this room contains quite a few books, and I know that some of my dear friends who have long since died have tomes of personal thought, of religious texts. They are held within this room as well, because this room does hold the history of everything that Barovia came from and everything sort of before Barovia and sort of part of the establishment of Barovia.
Okay. Oh, would that also encompass anything about any deities, or
I mean, you're welcome
Goods.
to search if you so choose. Now, by this time, we're late into
Yeah.
the evening, potentially just a few hours from sunrise, and if not, getting really close to it.
oh wow, okay.
I mean, you guys have been here for dinner. You had a really long conversation. You went down into the bone chamber,
Yes.
picked up a dragon skull. Then you went back up through the castle to one of the top spires to the library.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So I've been here for hours.
you've been, and by the way, when you first got here, you had to go take a bath and dress up
Yeah.
because y'all came nasty. So,
Yeah.
so you've been here for a while. So,
Okay.
you know, there is an invitation if you would like to stay here for the evening. We can have some rooms arranged. If you would like to peruse the library, you're welcome to do that. The night is ending, so we must rest essentially.
Well, there's no need to leave immediately, and we can rest. We can. How many hours? Like almost sunrise.
Hmm?
Is it almost sunrise?
What time? Like
basically?
2, 3 in the morning?
It's like closer to like 4 or 5.
Okay. Well, I mean, if there's accommodations, then I would say we can stay here, and if anybody's interested in, you know, the library or the bone chamber.
The bone chamber also is kind of like that's Voltrude. area. So
That's her room.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Sorry. What do you wish to do?
I have just a random question. If
Sure.
a druid sees something in a book on an animal, if they transform into it? If it's like a nature book with
So you have to
Ah.
see the creature.
Biology.
You have to see the actual creature.
I can see it.
Doesn't the spell say it? It should explain it to you.
yeah, I want to.
Well, we're looking for that. We're looking for that.
Because the thing is, like, if I see a unicorn in a book, but a unicorn's not real, can I change into it? Like, you know what I mean?
What are you gonna say, please?
why not?
I don't.
You say a kid's drawing of a dinosaur, do you turn it into a kid's drawing of a dinosaur?
And it looks just like the drawing.
Kill
It's a book with, like a nature book that describes the animal.
A biology book,
It's
yeah.
like a biology book.
I'll say it depends on the book. Let me think about that to see if there's a way that we can. I know that you're looking to expand your
Yeah, I was just
Rolodex of animals.
critters.
Yeah, critter decks. Let me think about that between.
Yeah,
now
I
and
would
our
have
next
to
meeting.
see it. That's what it says. See.
So I
Yeah.
would say see it, not see a picture of it.
Right.
Is what I would say.
A beast that you have seen before.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so,
So
whenever
that's not
you
gonna work.
change into an animal, is it just an automatic thing, or do you have to roll to achieve it?
It's an automatic thing.
Okay, so if it was not that, like if it was like a roll to achieve it, I would make you roll with disadvantage because you've never actually seen it. But if it's just like a normal thing, let's say for the sake of the game that you need to actually see the creature, but you might learn in a book where to find said creature.
Okay.
Does
That's
that
a
make
good one.
sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's good.
So, that you would know, okay, I've never seen it, but if I go to X place on the map, I might find it. So,
So before Grin leaves.
well, Grin's in the library. She is the librarian. She's
Oh.
not leaving.
Oh. Okay. Oh, she's a goblin. She doesn't have to sleep.
Huh?
She doesn't
No,
have
she's
to-
still a creature. She still has to sleep. She
No.
has like a little goblin nook that's off of.
No, I know, but she's not affected by sunlight. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, but there is. I mean, there's no sunlight for Barovia, but it's still
That's
like
true.
the vampire day-night cycle's a little off.
Oh yeah, exactly.
They're on European time.
So, no, I approach Grin. It's like Grin.
Yes. Just all together.
What? Yeah, lovely. What books do you have about beliefs in deities and
In deities?
deities? And
Were you looking for a certain deity, or just deities in general?
two in
or you?
particular. Two.
You're not one of those missionary types, are you?
No.
They don't knock on the castle doors very often.
No.
When they do, it's real funny.
Yeah, no, because we've been hearing about the sun god. I'd like
Okay.
to know more.
Okay.
And also, have you heard about the raven?
I am not really a student of religion. I am a student of magic. But we do have a few books on some deities. I know we have some from the Sun Lord because those were from Strahrd's friend that wasn't cleric. Those were hers. If you would like to look for a book on the Raven Queen, go ahead and roll for investigation, but roll with advantage since Grin would be helping you.
Okay, investigation.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, she's
So-
helping. Okay.
Are you guys gonna stay here for the evening?
I think we will. Before we leave, I'd like to see if I can entice
God.
Yarborg down.
Okay.
Look at Grim. Is there anything your friend likes?
Huh?
Is there anything your friend likes? Go ahead and finish with me.
18.
Huh?
18.
18? You find a decent
twice?
amount, like
Hmm?
you
Roll
find,
twice.
No, I can roll twice.
No, because she gave you advantage.
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
you might get
with
higher.
advantage.
You should have also asked me for help, but
Oh, that's right. That's right.
She just, instead of booping on the nose, she just punched you. Nice.
19 is the highest.
19. Okay, that's fine. You find like 2 or 3 different scrolls that pertain to the Raven Queen. Some of them are in detail. Some of them are in languages you can't understand, like just from ancient. I mean, it's over 1,000 years ago, so the
Yeah.
text would be something that we wouldn't be familiar with.
What's the language?
Huh?
What's the language?
I'm choosing to say that they're.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's just.
Yeah, it's
okay.
just-
It's Greek.
yeah, it's great.
Not Greek.
It's faded. It's old.
What's that?
Even if you could read it,
Latin.
you wouldn't.
Latin.
be able to,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not Greek. It's Latin.
It's big Latin.
It's pigeon.
Okay.
But you do find one that seems to have quite a bit of information about the presence of a specific cult of followers of the Raven Queen, and you kind of go through this text with Bryn to discover that there is a couple of groups of people within Barovia that actually sit under the blessing of not just one, but a couple of different deities. And so those that sit under the blessing of the Raven Queen, the Night Matron, they take the form of a raven at will. So they're were-ravens. Yeah, so
I've seen one of those.
and so in the book there's a depiction of a man, and then like to the left of it is an actual like a raven, but then to the right is like a man raven hybrid, and so they have the ability to switch between all 3 of these. So,
States.
yes.
Forms. Common large.
Huh?
Large raven.
Huh?
Large size.
They're
raven?
humanoid, but they have raven features.
Okay. No, but the raven itself, does it show like
They're
the size?
They're average size ravens.
Average size.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
got it. Okay.
Like they can either take the form of a humanoid raven
Okay.
person,
Got it.
or they kind of look like that.
Okay. Okay. Good.
So
And then, did I find anything about the sun god?
there's a lot there about the sun god. Kind of what I told you before. He's the god of restoration. He's the god of rebirth. He's the god of the harvest.
Okay.
All of the good things that Barovia doesn't really have. So.
Doesn't have any more.
Right.
Okay.
And then you also find a little bit about Saloon, because they would be kind of sitting just juxtaposed to each other. And
Oh, Salon and the sun god.
huh?
Salon and the
Saloon
sun
and the
god.
sun god.
Okay. Okay.
Because one is the sun and one of them is the
Oh
moon,
yeah.
right?
Okay. I see.
But very similar to the were-ravens that you learned about. You also learn through this, because I mean you got a 19, that's pretty good, and your grin is helping you
18,
do this. But there is another group in Barovia that is under the blessing of Saloon. And they take the form of wolves, specifically werewolves. And so again, you see the depiction of humanoid form with a regular sized wolf left, a humanoid werewolf right.
Okay.
So, and they are under the blessing of
Salem.
Barovia.
Very well. Very good.
So I look at Grin and ask.
So
is there
you can either choose to share that information, or you can
Yeah,
keep
because
it
I wasn't
yourself.
there.
'Cause-
Correct. You
Yeah.
weren't there. Yeah. For now, she's not there. But
So, oh, by the way, I'm also going to say at this point that Strahd is going to bid you good night.
Yes.
Basically, if you choose to stay for the evening, the quarters are available where you guys went earlier to take a
Yeah,
bath and
I
kind of relax.
say we stay here.
Or you can peruse the library. Basically,
Oh, okay.
you are safe within the castle. In these specific areas, don't go wandering.
Don't go wondering.
Don't go to the West Wing.
Don't go to the West Wing.
There might be a rose losing petals over there.
Yeah.
I obviously don't want to stay up too late to incur a point of exhaustion, but I do want to see if I can entice Yarbor down from the rafters.
Okay.
And so I ask Grin if he likes cards, games.
What does Yarbor like?
Can't tell you. This is your
I
campaign. You
I know,
make
but
it
the thing
up.
is, he ultimately was your character, so
We never got that far with it. But he did like.
he likes burning stuff down. He likes hurting people. He likes.
No, he doesn't. No, he liked his teacher, and his teacher did spend time with him. So I would assume that they would play some form of card game together. War.
Show.
Have you ever played Guess Who? He loves that game. Barovian Guess Who?
Not a card game that I have.
Is your character a vampire? How many times has your character been reborn?
Yeah, does he like
Okay.
anything?
Huh?
Does he like any card games?
He
Yeah, and I rifle through my thing and a deck of cards.
sure. I mean, you could try it. He mostly just, he likes to study magic, and he has a book that he talks to all the time. I think he's a little crazy. There's a lot of crazies in this castle.
Should I call him down or would you call him down for me?
I mean, sometimes he listens to me, but
I
like,
think you might have a better chance at getting him down.
Just, woman, stop screaming.
Does he come down?
Huh?
Does he come down?
No, he's skittering around in the kind of the rafters, and they do keep this room clean because, like I said, this was like a place that Strahd does frequently inhabit, so
Okay.
they try to keep it as nice as possible. And he's chasing away the dust bunnies and stuff like that, and so occasionally he might try to throw something at you. But if you are you going to try to entice him?
If he's not going to come down, for sure.
I mean, he doesn't like humans, so it doesn't make sense for him to just
Correct.
come down and pick a fight with you. Like, you know what I
No, I
mean?
wasn't trying to pick a fight. I was going to try and entice him down to this fight.
I mean, and ultimately he is a goblin, so he's not like super friendly. Grin is just Grin.
He actually is. He actually is. That's alright. Okay. I will retire.
Okay, are you in the
I will.
library? Or are you
No, I
going
will
down
retire
the room?
to the room where I will clutch my little bear,
Okay.
and I will actually. If you guys have something to do, I have one more thing I want to do.
I'm going up because we were in the same room. I'm going up.
Okay. With Sister Dia?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
I'm so surprised! You're not pilfering or trying to steal
Oh my
shit?
gosh.
They're watching. There's a dude up there. Okay, how about this? I'm going to try to steal a book.
A book?
Any book.
Any book?
Any
Oh
book.
my god.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's a Playboy from 1,000 years ago.
There we go. That works.
This woman dressed up to here.
Yeah.
No skin left. Uncovered.
Renaissance Playboy.
Ugh.
Alright, I'm looking
Show
for.
us some ankle.
Yeah, that's the
We
stuff.
want the redhead.
Is there anything interesting around the room that catches my attention?
Shiny.
There is what looks like a small cigar box on a table.
Anything else?
I mean, it's shiny.
It's shiny.
Yeah, it's shiny. It looks valuable. Like it's got like some gems that are kind of encrusted on the edges of it.
Okay, I'm going to go for that. So,
Go for it, like check it out or steal it.
I'm going to go check it out first.
Okay.
Does it have a
Can I
keyhole in
sneak
it?
over there?
Huh?
Heavy
Sure,
breathing
I'm going to sneak over
intensified.
there.
Okay.
So, stealth 19.
19.
Yes.
They're in conversation. Yarbor
You're
is
lucky
like
because there's two goblins.
hissing
looking.
and his eyes are locked on Sister Dia. He's not even looking at you.
Okay, and I want to go snatch it.
Okay.
See
Make a
that?
sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand.
With advantage because they are preoccupied.
Yeah. Like Sister Dia is keeping them.
That one is
The
14.
goblins obey.
Okay. 14.
14.
Yep, the other one was 13.
Okay. You are because they are engrossed in conversation. At this point, you see Yarbor is just getting snappy, and so Grin kind of pulls out her wand, and she kind of like launches not a fireball, but something that's like small and abrasive at him, and kind of like fires something back. And so now it looks like the pink glue.
This is actually how
So-
the characters are.
Yeah.
And it gets worse.
So like the carpet's like getting hit with certain things. Yeah,
So I snatch it.
that's fine. Good. It's fine.
Jumper screams, the master will not be
Do I
happy."
see any books that look interesting?
Huh? I mean, they're all. Some of them are really old. Some of them are like really put together. Like there's like an encyclopedia.
Encyclopedia.
What's in
It's
an
from How I Met Your Mother.
encyclopedia? Is that how I get paid?
No,
It's from
How to get more-
that's how I met your mother.
Oh, okay.
Anyone else?
Well, before you were gonna retire.
I was gonna do one more thing, but I didn't want to stop getting in.
No, because I was going to approach you.
Oh yeah.
Nothing else shiny there.
Sister that. Oh,
I mean, it's a library. There's not like a ton of things. There's a few like little things around the room. So like there's a large globe that would have different pieces of this world, except that they've all kind of been blotted out, and it's just a realm that is Barovia.
Smaller stuff.
Yeah. There is a oh my gosh, David, what is that navigation tool? A sextant. There's a sextant.
sextant.
There's a sextant that's up on the mantle right above the fireplace. There's like
Buses.
So you noticed that she's.
Huh?
No, I'm just telling her like, here we go.
there's a couple of
I'm not there.
mats.
Well, I mean,
It's
it's
still
a mantle.
adorable.
I can't reach and do it. It would be a
It's quite a fancy fireplace.
Well, actually, I noticed that she's trying to.
She's eyeballing, she's shopping.
Yeah, it's like. Can I give her a look?
If I get down and shuffle. No, I don't shuffle away. I just walk away.
Yeah, because did you take the?
Yes, I
She took
did.
a cigar
So
box.
I saw what you did is like.
Well,
Give
the
him-
goblins didn't see
Did you
it.
see?
Nobody saw
No, because goblins were
Oh, right.
paying
they were-
attention to
they were-
Sister
yeah.
Daya,
Yeah,
and then started arguing.
right. But you did roll a 14, so
I did.
like, he probably.
I noticed,
Yeah.
and I
The
know.
goblins didn't see it, so.
And I know he's like. I give you just a stare.
I have nothing. Come on, let's go.
That was perfect. That's perfect. Third one.
Technically, it's not even leaving.
Yeah.
Okay. So you use scurry away.
Let's scurry away.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I go back to Sister Daya. The sister. Do I call you Daya or Sister Daya? Anyway.
You've never asked.
Anyway.
Never asked.
Out of respect, Sister Daya. So I was going through some books here, and I ran across some knowledge. I don't know if you are aware. I mean, you are a practitioner of your faith with Salem.
Yes.
So I was just inquiring about some deities.
Yeah.
Did I write this down?
Yeah.
Deities and
Deities.
and faith.
I'm just messing with you.
and faith and all that. And I was looking for the sun god, but also I ran across some information for Salem. So, you probably know this, but okay. So is Salem the, I would say the not opposite, but the complement of the sun god?
As much as the moon is a complement to the sun. Yes.
Correct. Okay. And how about followers? Like, do you know of any kind of groups that follow? Do you know of any special? I don't want to say cults, but
No, we are not called.
no.
But
But
aside from the
organized.
sisters and brothers that I grew up along, you're very ambiguously asking the question. What exactly, if it's not a cult? And
You would have knowledge of is Salem touched.
Right, but I still don't know what he's asking.
Right. I just want to let you know, like
Okay.
you would have knowledge of that.
So apparently, there's some groups around here in Barovia who are followers of Salem, and perhaps you might want to meet them. But from what I can tell, because these texts are ancient, and Green was helping me the best that she could, they are they are wolves. They're werewolves.
Yes.
So, have you had an encounter with them? Do
I
you know
myself
them?
have never had an encounter, but Mother Superior would tell me that there were certain sects of followers of Salem who had these marvelous powers, the ability to transform, and not just as a wizard would, but physically transform and would gain different attributes. I've never come across one. I've barely heard of them, but it would be interesting to speak to.
Okay, well, I just wanted to share with you.
You said it's one of those books.
Yeah, one of these scrolls.
The tomes.
Yeah, and I hand her some of
The Salem.
the sun god and
Grin,
yeah.
would you mind? We borrowed.
The
Yes,
books
I know.
belong to Lord Strahd.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Roll for persuasion. Roll for persuasion.
Yeah. You didn't book yourself?
No, because it's automatic.
It's a
Like I had already asked her.
Oh, okay.
For that, Yarbor kind of scampers down off the ceiling. The books stay in the library. They belong to the Lord Strahd.
Now he came down.
Yeah.
Just big yellow eyes. Just
Okay. I'm going to boot myself
okay.
because now this is a new interaction, right?
Okay.
Are you sure? I mean, he's fed us. He's put us up in lodging. He gave us a nice place to bathe and even clothes. Don't you think that maybe he'd let me borrow? I'll bring it back.
The castle. It's still in the castle.
It's still in the temple.
Roll for persuasion for Yarbor.
Jesus
Come on. You booked yourself?
Yeah, oh, at 4. Look at that. Now once we roll a natural 1. Not bad. That's a 20.
Okay, alright. As long as
19.
it doesn't leave the castle.
Have my
I'll find you.
disappears into the shadows. Okay, that was that.
He
That was
takes his
it.
wand and just
That was that interaction. So one last thing I wanted to do was, as I guess we're all done, we're gonna go back to our room. So
Yes.
in my room, I'm gonna grab my bear so I can cast
Okay, so
magic
you guys
circle.
are in your room together.
Yeah,
I
I'm
went back to my
close
room.
enough to be in the bear's magic area.
Okay. I think it's a 30-foot ring, by the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and when I fall asleep, it's when it starts up, so it's automatic. I'm going to lay out the scroll in front of me, and just long enough to where I don't incur a point of exhaustion. So
Okay.
I think you're allowed to go 1 or 2 hours out of the 8 without.
You're not going to
Sleeping.
sleep for the full, because you are under Strahd's protection.
Right,
He
we're
made
gonna
it clear.
sleep for the full 8 hours, but out of those 8 hours, I think I'm allowed to use 1 or 2 to do anything other than sleeping.
I think it's 1 hour.
Something like so. However long.
Yeah, that's why they do
Yeah.
the thing. Anyway.
Yeah, but I think, anyways, we'll look at it. Anyways, however long I'm allowed to, I'm going to read and study the documents.
Okay.
But right before I start, how long does Thorn stay up when I call him?
Usually just long enough to perform a task. Or
10 minutes.
kind of loose. Like, we'll call it 10 minutes. It's not very long. It's
Okay,
usually
I
just
won't
to
call
pop
him.
in.
Then.
And,
Yeah, I won't call him then. Okay, yeah, I'll clutch the bear and I'll fall asleep after I read. That's it.
How much is that cigar box worth?
Oh
Is it?
my God!
The
Unless
cigar
it's a
box
card,
is locked.
cigar boss.
Oh, good.
Do you have a key?
No, but I'm going to.
What if
Do
it's
you have a lockpick set?
a mean
I
mimic?
think I do actually, because I bought one over.
That's right, you
No
did buy
straw.
one.
Yeah.
Are you proficient in lockpicking?
A little
No,
sign. I got you again.
It should be under your proficiencies. Like your proficiencies.
Don't tell her.
I bet I'm gonna laugh my ass off if it's another Strahd pop-up with a sign that says, "I got you again."
Well, I thought it would be like a
No,
mean
it
mimic.
doesn't say it.
That's pretty cool.
It doesn't say it.
I mean, you could try to use it. But you're a druid, so you're not a rogue.
No.
So I'm gonna say you're probably not proficient with it, but you do have the lockpick kit. You're welcome to use it.
Okay.
So go ahead and
Let's
just
just-
roll a d20.
But he's surrounded by. He's
5.
No,
5?
This is yarn. This is yarn.
Yeah, I do.
You are
My
not
first
able
turns
to
are back
open up this box. Yeah. So I mean, if you really
Would
want
you
to
like me
open
to
it,
smash it for you?
No, not yet.
you can smash it.
No, not yet.
No,
Broker.
Your gold
Do you
key.
want help?
Yeah, my gold
Do you want
key.
help? We're in the same room. I see her
Do I
messing
same
around.
room?
I see, yeah,
Yeah.
she's in the same. I see her messing around.
She
I
just-
just go
she
over.
just-
Just,
Are we
Basically
in separate rooms?
failed on the lockpick, so oh, by the way, I think it breaks if you fail on
Yeah,
the
it does.
lockpick kit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's broken.
Oh,
off.
so never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, so it's broken and gone. So you're gonna try your gold key.
My gold-
Okay, so let's
I'm assuming
do another d20 roll, but also add
boop,
the
boop,
you add the
boop, boop, boop,
d4.
boop. After you get the piece of lockpick out that you left in there,
Yeah, it's
So
pulled it out. And what's a boop? A D.
a D4.
okay,
Those.
what is a boop worth?
A boop by any of the names.
10.
Still roll a
10.
D4.
So what is it?
I got
10
10.
total. Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't get.
I'm going to bed, Darwin. And then
It
go
doesn't even
sleep.
fit in the
I'm
hole.
good.
It
The what?
doesn't even fit in the hole.
It just kind of like shoves in, but it like the teeth are not right,
Yeah.
so it just kind of like it goes in, but it doesn't actually turn or anything like that. So,
Did she break it?
huh?
Did she break
No,
it?
she broke her lockpick
She broke her
set.
lockpick because the
Oh, the lockpick.
lockpick
Okay, got it.
set breaks after.
Okay, she didn't break the box. Okay.
No.
No. So
Not yet.
I stopped.
And the box didn't growl at you? Mini mimic?
Does it feel warm to the touch?
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to sleep.
So you and Brenton, are you guys staying in the library? Are you going back to the room? Like,
I'm going back to the room.
No, I went to-
sleeping in 30-foot radius of the teddy bear.
well,
Are we in the same room?
they're on two
No,
different
we're in
rooms.
different rooms.
Oh, okay. Then I'm in my room.
Okay.
Okay.
With my
Do you have a
rod.
separate room?
Huh? Do you have your rod out?
Do you need your own separate room?
I have my own separate room.
Are these two in separate rooms?
We're in
No, they're
separate rooms.
together.
Okay.
The boys would have been together. and
Oh,
the
then
girls
I have
would
the
have
rod hidden.
2
been-
hours.
Huh? Yeah. That's what I was saying. You got
It's
your
a
rod
private
out.
rod,
Okay.
yeah.
Please do.
2 hours. It's 2 hours. You can do 2 hours of non-sleep.
2 hours
Yeah,
of
okay.
non-sleep.
Got
Okay,
it.
so you guys still around with the box? Like, what do you do?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't want to break it. So
Okay.
I'm done.
No, I went to sleep.
Huh?
I'm going to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean,
But
I
are you
read that.
pulling the
I
wrong
did what I
out
wanted
now
to
that
do in the
he's
No, I
library.
told you I didn't.
I did what I wanted to do in the library.
Okay.
Right, I got the knowledge, at least some that I needed. I went to the room.
All right. And just as you guys are getting ready to go to sleep, Brenton, you kind of feel like cold in the back of your neck.
You feel a massage.
No.
How you doing?
You kind of feel like the hair prick up a little bit with a voice, Strahd's voice. Oh, and one more thing. When you leave tomorrow, take Gertrude with you. She needs to go home.
Now we're dancers.
That's funny.
Yes, sir.
Safe travels. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Nice,
So-
nice
All right.
dinner. Dinner and a show, guys.
Thank
Dinner
you
and a
guys
show.
so much for tuning in tonight. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much for joining our table. You have a great week, and we will see you the next time we get together. Bye.